designs done, and the IDB has its training center, make use of those facilities. On the part of the EDB, in January this year, we have got 2 consultants on shoe manufacturing and concentrating on the casual shoes, because we realized that there is a segment that we should look at. And they have identified the casual shoe sector, where these 2 consultants, I think they may be around, and in fact EDB has invited them to come today to work on the shoe engineering with 6 potential exporters, and we will hold their hand right throughout till they get to the export market. The EDB has also advertised 2 new schemes for supply development and market development, which all our manufacturers could make use of. We are embarking on a very, very ambitious program of having 2,000 exporters, of which in the year 2017, we would like to have 200 exporters developed. We'll work closely with the Minister of Industry and Commerce. I've already told the Secretary of the Minister of Industry and Commerce that we will work very closely with the industry and the Export Development Board to see this through. So may I wish all of you very successful business, and may this be the beginning where the food industry takes it forward, and let's try and see at least to get halfway to what the apparel sector has done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Indira Malvatta, the Chairperson and the Chief Executive of the Export Development Board of Sri Lanka, addressing the gathering. Right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to present the exhibitor catalogue to the members of the main dais area. To do the honors, we'd like to call upon the incumbent president of the Sri Lanka Footwear and Leather Products Manufacturers Association, Mr. PGD Nimbalasiri. The first copy of the exhibitor catalogue will be presented to Honorable Rishad Badiuddin, the Honorable Minister of Industry and Commerce, and then to Honorable Champika Premadasa, the State Minister of Industry and Commerce, to the Chairperson and the Chief Executive of the Export Development Board of Sri Lanka, Mrs. Indira Malvatta, Mr. Mahinda Jinasena, Chairman of the Industrial Development Board of Ceylon, and to the other members of the main dais area. Thank you very much, Mr. PGD Nimbalasiri, President of the Sri Lanka Footwear and Leather Products Manufacturers Association. Right, ladies and gentlemen, to give you all with an introduction and more insights into Footwear and Leather Fair 2017. What's special about the 9th edition? Please welcome the chairman of the organizing committee of the exhibition, plus is also the chairman of the Footwear Advisory Council and the past chairman of the Ceylon National Chamber of Industries, Mr. Ranjit Hettiarachchi.
Ayubowan, Honorable Rishad Badiuddin, Minister of Industries and Commerce, Honorable Champika Premadasa, State Minister for Commerce, Chairperson, EDB, Mrs. Indira Malvatta, Mr. Mahinda Jinasena, Chairman, Industrial Development Board, members of the Diplomatic Corps, other relevant secretaries of the ministries, directors from IDB, EDB, and our colleagues, and especially our industrialists who have come from India. I will commence my speech with a bit of success story what we have done and how government and other public, our customers, how they have helped us to come to this level. With related to our sector, one of the main highlights is we have completed every year from the day we got that challenge, the footwear community or producers, supplying 4 million pairs for our school children on time, on correct date, with the quality of international level. So that's a big achievement, and that's a challenge what the government gave to us recently. So we have passed that test. Then, after that, our footwear sector, we have taken steps, especially about the barefoot community. In Sri Lanka, I can remember for last more or less nearly 5 decades, we were promoting footwear, wear shoes, otherwise you will get disease. We went to villages, they are barefooted. Today I can say, due to footwear industry, it can be flip-flop, but we have more or less reached 100% footwear in population in Sri Lanka. That's just another challenge. We didn't stop there. The same slipper, flip-flop what we started that day, we have repositioned our industrialists. It has gone to our most fashionable store. I don't want to give publicity personally for that store. You can find flip-flop there at a repositioned place, re-engineered, redesigned, and it has reached the most richest people. Not only in Sri Lanka, I don't want to read the list of countries we are exporting, Mr. Minister, Honorable Minister. We have more than 16 countries in the world. These flip-flops are exported now. So these, we are very proud about it, the challenges, what the government, what our committees, what our industrialists, what our people want us, we have fulfilled. So this is an industry that I feel to be cared. Because though it is worn at the very bottom, when we enter a temple, we remove the shoes, but I feel the day has come to respect the shoes. With the efforts of Industrial Development Board, I will go one by one. Industrial Development Board, we have taken over the footwear production to the village level as a cottage industry by conducting several training courses and guidance programs. In ladies footwear category, several SMEs has captured fashion market by introducing high fashion homemade shoes. For this, all the credit must go to the IDB, Mr. Chairman, Mahinda Jenasena. This is the past history, what you have done. Today you have to continue with a bigger vitality and strength. So the IDB has done it. Sometimes the shoes what you have worn today, the ladies' slippers, don't take it out and see. Though it has a little English type of a brand, it is produced in Sri Lanka. It is produced in Sri Lanka. Right. Then IDB started another project. Footwear is the industry. The subcontracting culture was introduced to Sri Lanka. Because we have so much of components in a pair of shoes. Sometimes it may be 25, 30 components in a footwear, a sports shoe, more than that. So this is the industry we started the subcontracting, thanks to a multinational. But we are doing very well now, the industrialists, and for that also the credit must go to IDB. IDB train people to stitch uppers and all that. So once again, you can be proud about your history. Now the challenge is there for you, the future. So special thanks must go to the whole team and IDB. Then Ministry of Industries, one of the major decisions that they took it a couple of years back to set up a training center. Without training, you cannot do footwear because it's a specialized product. It is not wrapping your foot with the leather. You have to design it. You have to do it properly. I don't want to tell. Sometime, couple of years back, when they want to give punishment, they were hitting at the heel of the leg. You can imagine why they are doing, because your brain get upset. So if you wear a pair of wrong shoes, every day you are suffering. So this is the responsibility what we have it as shoemakers, to give a very comfortable shoe, otherwise your health will get affected. It is a fashionable item, but at the same time, it controls your body movement. So don't throw your shoes what you are wearing today. So look for these things. So the technical knowledge is actually very important, and training center is in place. Now the industries have to use it, and we have to allow our people to get trained. We have to be professional if you want to go for export. So that also the credit, Honorable Minister Rizad Baduddin, the Ministry of Industries took the initiative to set up this training center. Then uplift in productivity. For the first time in history, a Sri Lankan footwear industry won a coveted 5 years Akimoto Award. This was won in Sri Lanka by various food milk food producers and all that. Footwear factory to win this award is not an easy thing. Maintaining the cleanliness, everything. So it is an industry that you need recognition. It is an industry that you need nature. Uplifting productivity and efficiency for the first time in history of Sri Lanka, I said we won, and there are several companies present here. Honorable Minister, they have got ISO accreditation. That is also, we have to be proud about it. And for this, Ministry of Industries, they started a productivity program where 50% cost was shared. So that is the encouragement. We got it from the government, but industry has fulfilled today. Formulation of new duty structure revision. The Ministry of Industries and Commerce has played a pivotal role, though the sectoral committee of leather, footwear and leather goods also there. A special mention must be made for resolving long-standing problem, the recommencement of leather tanning industry by the finalizing the footwear village and tanning complex in Batticaloa. That is also goes to the scorecard of the Ministry of Industries. Because this is an issue that was old as our history. It is been resolved, so that the challenge with us, next time you have to bring leather what is produced from Batticaloa. So thank you, Mr. Minister, and the team from Ministry of Industries. The role played by Export Development Board by supporting participation in international fairs and leading delegations to Germany, China, Italy, immensely paved the way to develop new entrepreneurs whom we are confident will become major players in exporting footwear from Sri Lanka. At the moment, on our request, EDB has engaged 2 foreign footwear specialists to guide some of our members with potential of successfully enter the export market. Though the minister is not there, I convey my thanks through the chairperson, Mrs. Indra Malwatha. This is a very positive step. And I hope he will be here. They are coming. They will give us a report and study, and we can continue our great effort. Thank you very much, the EDB chairman and the other members who are present here. Looking back in the history, footwear and leather goods fair, it was commenced with the initiative of EDB. I know it is not the EDB in the mandate, because Export Development Board, everybody knows the meaning of word export. This is how they started, and they left at the correct time. I don't know whether they gave us more time, but they knew that we are ready. We have become matured. They have identified at the right time, Chairperson, Mrs. Indra Malwatha. Thank you very much for putting the challenge, and balance sheet will be available within 14 days. You can see the results. 14 days, but our team might do it within 10 days. So if I disturb you before 14, please take us into your office. Right. Then I will touch upon current position of the industry. The truth is we have to go a long way for the destination. So there's no doubt. We don't say we are now international. We have to go a long way. This I don't want to repeat because these are even our chairman, EDB, mentioned before. So we believe success in this sector can only be achieved by maintaining a very good relationship with state institutions. As industrialists, we have improved competitiveness by reducing costs. We have to do it. Productivity, we have to improve. Quality, and keep in line with the world fashion trend. So we have a lot in our hand. We have to do it. Only with this action, we can move rapidly to become a major exporter. As manufacturer, we cannot afford to relax. Instead, we have to now surge ahead to reach our goal of becoming a major foreign exchange earning industry, converting the foreign exchange earning industry. This slogan is not valid from next year. Up to this year, we can say we are a foreign exchange earning industry, but next year we have to show results. So that's the challenge. We have to earn foreign exchange, because we were using this tagline for a long time, like Gedare Gamang. Now we have to change the tagline. Consistent government policy is an imperative to achieve Nobel objective. I wish briefly highlight few vital points that can affect the growth of sector. I just want to tell something that we have to take it in future. I was talking about the past up to now. With the continuation of safety net cess, this industry has become a major foreign exchange saving industry in Sri Lanka. We are very much happy about to note the safety net plus anti-dumping legislations curtail the merchandise comes as import, which is sometimes we don't have proper anti-dumping, so that is why we need this cess for another few years. As long as if anti-dumping comes, because most of the shoes that is reached in Sri Lanka is below the cost of China's production. I hope DG Customs is there. If anybody exporting below the cost in the country, we can go to courts, but Sri Lanka cannot afford. Though anti-dumping legislations will be there, I doubt very much we can go to courts, international courts, to challenge this one. So at least we request the legislations has to be there, and even playing field between the importers and producers has to be established. Finance Minister is not here, but those who are present here, we have to congratulate Finance Ministry for the great role up to now what they are playing to ensure the industry's growth, especially with regard to fiscal policies. We highly appreciate the allocation of necessary funds to gain foreign exposure to our country and planning a footwear material market near the city limits. So all the officers who are present on behalf of the Minister, I thank you for them. In this juncture, I must really salute and show the gratitude to the Honorable His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena and our Prime Minister Ms. Ranil Wickremesinghe for giving us a gift a couple of days back. It is not a gift, it is a challenge. The GSP Plus. It is a challenge. The news we received 2 weeks back gave all industrialists the required strength to be awakened and to accept the challenge. In front of this distinguished gathering, I wish to mention on behalf of all footwear industrialists, we are ready to accept this challenge to enter into the European Union, especially by using the duty-free access along with the active participation of our friends from India. This is something novel because it is very timely. We said we want to go with India, Indian Republic Day, couple of days. Actually, my speech was prepared earlier. They came with the policy neighbor first. So I invite all my Indian friends here. We are the closest neighbor. Your policy you have announced on the Independence Day. Come together. Actually, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we have a special meeting in presence of Ministry, IDB, EDB, Department of Commerce to discuss about GSP. I will get into that little later, more details. And why India we are inviting? Though not because you are neighbor. That is your policy you came, but we accept it. You have progressed well in footwear industry. You are much more advanced. We can get all the material what we want from India, from leather to thread, the shank, everything. So we want to convert. We want to use the GSP. At the moment, we don't want to ask anything from government. The TEEP scheme is there. For export, everything is duty-free. So we don't have to wait until government signs it. We have to get ready for it. In this regard, we already, everything is in place. We have named this as partners in progress, the meeting. So tomorrow, after hoisting the national flag, tomorrow is our national day. We will gather here at 10 o'clock to commence this meeting. Now, I wish to request another important thing from the government personnel present here. We are asking for a labeling system with the MRP for footwear. That is the best way to control the imports because prices will be fixed, MRP is there, and consumer will be benefited. So at the moment, we have given all the details to Consumer Affairs Authority. I hope that will come right very soon. And we welcome all major projects proposed by our finance minister. And in addition, I want to highlight another thing on GSP Plus. We want to make it GPS, GSP, Global Production Sharing, GPS. So I will give you a simple example. If you take your iPhone, it is produced in more than 10 countries, the parts, everything. Boeing, if you take it, it is, you won't believe, in 1950 when they started Boeing 747, only 1% was made outside of USA. Today, more than 99% is made outside of USA, Boeing. Yeah. So we will be using with India the global production sharing. So you come as a partner, as our chairman EDB said, we are ready to join, we are ready to take the challenge. Even at the moment, a lot of policy changes are taking place, but we don't ask for safety requirements. We don't ask anyone to follow the USA government now. So we are ready to take all these challenges for the future. So I wish to thank the distinguished guests assembled here for the patient hearing of my, if you think it is a long speech, but I had to cover history and the future. So I hope I have done justice to that. I must thank everybody, and I invite you all once again to be present here on 2nd of February 2018. That will be the 10th Footwear Fair. So we request you to be present, and we have to come with our success story. Whoever is going to be here, he has a big task to fulfill. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ranjit Tiarachi, the chairman of the organizing committee, for that thorough presentation on what in store here at this 9th edition of Footwear and Leather Fair 2017. Right, next, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to call upon someone who has been so much instrumental in doing utmost to the industry, especially the footwear and leather products industry. Please welcome the Honorable Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable Rishad Baduddin, to address the gathering.
Honorable Chambika Premadasa, State Minister of Industry and Commerce, Mr. Mahinda Janasena, Chairman, Industrial Development Board, Chairperson, Export Development Board, Mrs. Indra Malwatha, other officials of the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, our Secretary, Mr. Lukuhetti, other government officials, Mr. PGD Nimelasiri, President of Sri Lanka Footwear and Leather